The Gift of Rain, a tale of joy, hope, and renewal. For weeks the village had waited under the relentless sun. The sky was an endless stretch of blue, offering no shade, no respite. The fields had turned brittle, and the river that once sang through the valley had become a silent ribbon of cracked earth. Life slowed to a crawl as hope dimmed with each passing day. Maya, a young girl with eyes as curious as the stars, sat on the front steps of her home, watching the horizon. Every evening her father would tell her, "The rain will come. It always does. You just have to listen for it." But the only sound she could hear was the dry rustle of the wind through the parched trees. One morning, as the village stirred to life, something felt different. The air was heavier, carrying with it a faint, earthy smell. The elders in the village paused, their weathered faces lifting toward the sky. The younger ones didn't notice at first, too caught up in their daily routines. But Maya noticed. She ran outside, barefoot on the warm, cracked soil. A single drop of water landed on her cheek, cool and unexpected. She touched her face, looking up in wonder. "It's coming!" she shouted, her voice breaking the stillness. The sky, once an endless stretch of sunlit despair, had transformed. Dark clouds gathered, rolling across the heavens like an approaching tide. The first drops were timid, hesitant, as if testing the earth. And then, with a roar of thunder, the rain began in earnest. The village erupted with life. Children who had been languishing in the heat rushed outside, their laughter ringing out as they danced in the rain. Maya was among them, her arms stretched wide as she spun in circles, her dress clinging to her small frame. Puddles formed quickly, and she jumped into them, sending sprays of muddy water in every direction. The rain was a symphony. It drummed against rooftops, tapped against leaves, and splashed into the dry, waiting soil. Farmers emerged from their homes, their faces lined with both relief and gratitude. Some stood silently, letting the rain soak their clothes, while others clasped their hands together in prayer. Maya's father joined her in the yard, his strong hands reaching down to lift her high into the air. She squealed with delight as he twirled her around. "I told you, Maya," he said, laughing. "The rain always comes." The fields, which had seemed on the brink of death, began to awaken. The thirsty crops seemed to stretch upward, drinking in the life-giving water. The brown grass started to shimmer with hints of green. Streams formed, rushing down the hillsides, bringing with them the promise of renewal. But it wasn't just the land that was transformed. The rain brought the village together. Neighbors who had been too weary to speak to one another now shared smiles and laughter. Old stories were told, new ones were created, and a communal spirit blossomed. Maya spent hours outside, her fingers tracing patterns in the wet earth. She built tiny rivers and lakes in the mud, her imagination running wild. The rain was no longer just water, it was a gift, a promise that even in the hardest times, hope could return. As the sun set, the rain softened, becoming a gentle mist. The sky was painted with hues of orange and purple, and the air smelled fresh, alive. Maya sat with her father under the shelter of their porch, watching the droplets glisten on the leaves like jewels. "Papa," she said, her voice soft but full of wonder, "it's like the rain woke everything up." Her father nodded, pulling her close. "Yes, Maya, the rain has a way of reminding us that no matter how hard things get, life always finds a way to begin again." That night, the village slept peacefully for the first time in weeks. The fields were alive with the sound of water trickling through the soil, and the stars above seemed brighter, as if celebrating the day's events. For Maya, the rain was more than a change in the weather. It was a lesson, a reminder that even the smallest things, a single drop of water, a child's laughter, could bring immense joy and renewal. And as she drifted off to sleep, the rain continued its gentle song, a melody of hope that would linger in the hearts of the villagers for days to come.